Hi guys, it's Yianni from Yiannimize, and earlier on this week I went live on the Stereo app and I was talking to Daniel Louisy.
We have days when we don't actually make any money.
And Lenny the Geezer, who is now Lenny.urban.
You know, without sounding too dramatic, it has genuinely changed my life.
You guys sent in some questions and we played them live on the Stereo show.
You consider your Urus a rebranded Audi RS8?
No. So it got heated.
If you don't tell the truth, I'm going to out you.
Mercedes versus BMW.
I hate this question, Yianni.
It got emotional.
I didn't even have £28,000 in my bank. You're in your overdraft every single month. And you were struggling, and I was like, what are you doing, mate?
At 28 years old, I went back to my mum's for 5 years.
Some bits were real funny.
Ashley, what a question.
She thought you were Aleem's bodyguard.
But it did get personal.
I feel like women are underrepresented in this space.
Stop rolling in a benzo that doesn't belong to you.
It's a huge exclusive on Stereo. I used to manage Daniel back in the day.
Here are some of the highlights from those two interviews.
I would like to ask you if you consider your Urus a rebranded Audi RS8, because I look the car in this way, because the engine is from the S8, the chassis and the frame is from RS8.
No.
That winds me up. That winds me up, bruv. Right. It usually comes from someone who hasn't driven both, because if you've driven both, you'll know that they are not the same car at all.
What is the worst mistake you have made in business?
Do we want to know the biggest mistake I made today or the biggest mistake I made overall? There was a large job. I entrusted someone that they said a lot was going to happen when the job finished, and I did the entire job. I worked day and night. I didn't take on other projects. And at the end of the job, they ran into financial trouble and they didn't pay us. And it nearly took us under, and we struggled for a long time afterwards. It was trust and not having the correct paperwork in place. I'm a man who likes to look in the white of your eyes, shake your hand, let's do a deal, but not everybody is like that. So that seriously backfired on me.
Lenny, the sketches used to be hilarious. Why have you stopped doing it, man?
Yeah, Lenny, why have you stopped doing it?
Do you know what? I'm really glad that this question came up, because I do get asked it quite a bit. I think, you know, I touched on this earlier. I am really proud to be a representative of Urban, and I think it was a time to move on and evolve from that sort of joker to a luxury car salesman for a brand that I love. And I just didn't feel right calling myself Lenny the Geezer and then going into work the next day and trying to be serious about selling a 250 grand Lamborghini Urus.
As entrepreneurs, how do you guys handle unproductive days?
Smash my head against the wall. Those days do happen. I always say to people, be careful not to be a busy fool. There's days that have gone past and I'm like, what did I actually do today? I've taken phone calls, I've been fighting fires, and that is part of business. So I think you have to take those days with a pinch of salt and just make sure the following day doesn't turn into every day where it's an issue.
We have days when we don't actually make any money. Some days we lose money. It's just important to focus on the bigger picture. Think about what you have done before that, and then the next day wake up and just move on.
Right, boys. Mercedes versus BMW. Who are we going for?
Right, let me answer this, because I hate this question. I hate this question, Yianni. I hate it. It's not that simple. It's not. Like, I don't understand this question.
Okay, do it the other way then. Go like for like. So like for like is a BMW M5 against an E63. Where are you at?
I love the M5. Yeah. No, but that wasn't the question, though, Yianni. That wasn't the question, was it? Don't come for me like that. That wasn't the question.
Are we still on track to get Yianni's house done in 6 months here?
Great question, Daniel. Over to you, mate.
That is a great question, but I suspect that Yianni probably DM'd you and told you to ask that.
Lamborghini Aventador versus a Urus. Which one would you pick, Yianni?
See, now I'm in a Lenny position. Well, you can't compare the two, blah, blah, blah. If it was for the rest of my life, I'd take the Urus. How can you answer that question, Lenny?
Interesting, because I'll choose the Aventador. There is no better car in the world than the Lamborghini Aventador. It is sick. No matter how, I'll deal with the bad back. And it goes back to the Countach on Cannonball Run 2, first 5 minutes. The Aventador just harks back to that just leery, ridiculous Italian supercar Aventador for me all day long. If I've got one car for the rest of my life, Aventador.
When's the new tour coming out, Yianni?
Good question.
Yeah.
Good question. Good question. I have been chasing Yianni once a week for a year. Yianni, please do a tour. Yianni, please do a tour. Yianni, please do a tour. So Yianni, when is the next tour?
The tour that we did was insane. Obviously, we had 50 Cent. It was just insane traveling through different countries. I do want to do a new tour, but right now it's not the right time. And obviously, people understand that in time to come when they see what's going on. So I've got to focus my time and energy somewhere else right now. Sorry, Daniel. Right now, your Rolls Royce is just going to have to stay parked up.
Yeah, okay, fine.
If you do the Yiannimize Grand Tour again, what car are you both going to drive?
I'd probably still do it in a Lambo, definitely a convertible, because you're around those countries and you want the weather. Lenny doesn't like the sun. He's like a grumpy dog.
I'm a jellyfish.
He'll probably be in something that's covered up.
How do you manage your work-life balance in the early stages of your career when you're grinding so many hours?
I'm going to be honest. Live on stereo, I didn't manage it. If you love what you do and work is your life, me personally, I don't think that's unhealthy.
I know you. You are a workaholic. You work day and night. I work day and night as well, but not to the level you work to. You don't have a girlfriend, or you don't have a relationship, or you don't have kids. It's a lot easier to work. You haven't got that person. When you're coming home, what are you doing? And if you need to go out at 10 o'clock at night because you're doing a job, or if you need to wake up at 5 in the morning, you can come home when you want, and you can work on the weekend. It's a lot easier to grow your business. And that is how I grew my business. If I had a girlfriend early days or a wife early days, I think my business wouldn't be what it is today. Personally, Daniel, I think you need to find a bit more time to enjoy life.
Well, Jan, I'd like to enjoy life on a tour, but you're not doing one. So I think you have to shoulder some of the blame here.
Get off my phone. But I remember us going for dinner, Lenny. I remember you having your job, and I was like, Lenny, you're waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Granted, you finish at 3 o'clock. You're driving a Vauxhall Insignia, and you were hating life. And this is me being real on stereo right now. You're in your overdraft every single month, and you were struggling. And I was like, what are you doing, mate? What are you doing? And I remember me and Simon going for dinner, and I was like, mate, you need to hire this guy, and if you don't, I'm going to hire him. The only issue me hiring you was that the distance for you to travel from where you live to me was too far, but Milton Keynes was actually quite a good location for you. And I said, Simon, give him a chance. And as much as I can say, I vouch for this guy, and this guy's great, mate, you could have gone in there and absolutely embarrassed me, and you could have been an absolute donkey. But you went in there, you grafted. You found it difficult, and let's not get twisted, mate. You found it difficult initially with the paperwork, and you didn't actually know what was going on, and you picked it up quick, and then people liked you, and you started selling cars like it was just like you were drinking water. It was that easy.
Yeah, I mean that's 5 years now. 5 years, going from being in a company car and getting a bit emotional. It's like it's absolute game changer, absolute life. Life changer, absolute life changer, amazing.
What is the most amount of money you two have ever spent on a night out?
This is Yianni. If you don't tell the truth, I'm going to out you.
Mavida for my birthday when I was a bit crazy and spent money like it was water. Like just was it 30 bags, 28 bags?
No, it was 38 bags. Nearly
38 bags. Yeah, 38.
Yianni spent 38 bags on his birthday, and of course he had on the white blazer.
Yeah, the early days of like popping champagne and bottles and like the sparklers, and so I'd order 10 bottles of Cristal, and the table opposite me would order 10 bottles. I'm like, yeah, give me another 10 bottles, and they'd be like, yeah, and they'd be like, give me, and I'm just like, and they're looking at me, Daniel, Yianni, stop.
And other people started ordering bottles. I looked at Yianni, I crossed my arms and said, boy, me personally, I wouldn't be having that on my birthday. When it got to the end of the night, I was like,
boy, I'm not paying that bill. 38 bags. Like, yeah, that was imagine that was 13 years ago, Daniel. I didn't even have £38,000 in my bank. And
I like stereo. It's good. It's nice. It's clever. Like I like it. It's a brave new world, isn't it?
Where you see people's messages on one platform, but to be able to hear people and hear their tone of voice is actually really nice. Really cool.
But which is good. We haven't even touched like trolls yet. We haven't even touched internet trolls because we haven't had to. Usually when we go live, we see the little comments coming up, and you're like, screenshot that, I'll DM him. But like, it's nice because these people are like,
I just had to love when you were like, screenshot that, I'll DM him later, or I'll block him later. That mofo.
But no, like stereo is good. I like it. Do more. Let's do more.
If you want to see the full version of those two conversations, head over to Stereo app, download it, search Yianni. I'm the one that's verified with the crown. and you can listen to them right now. I'll also be going live on Sunday at 6:30. I haven't actually decided who I'm going to talk to yet, but make sure you tune in. 6:30 this Sunday, myself and a special guest. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget, check out my personal channel is right here, Yianni, and I'll see you soon. Take care.